So today we got another Amazon kit unboxing, specifically polygel. So last week we unboxed the Beatles kit and that kit was everything, and the set that came out of that kit was everything too. Go watch that so you can get the whole tutorial unboxing and everything. But this week we are going to be unboxing this one. I'm trying to pronounce the name and I don't want to butcher it, but I feel like I'm going to butcher it anyways. I'm going to say Phoenixy because that's what, it looks like. So Phoenixy nail kit. I will have the link in the description down below. So we're going to get into this. We're going to unbox this and do a nail set with it. But before we get into that, let's go ahead and do our notification shout out. So these are the first 3 people who commented on my last video. Thank you guys so much for being subscribed and for hitting that notification bell. And if you would like a shout out just like these 3 people right here, all you have to do is make sure you are subscribed and turn on that notification bell. That way you are notified every time I post, which is every Saturday, and be one of the first 3 people to comment. That way you will get a shout out in my very next video. I honestly forgot what all came in this one because I ordered this when I ordered the Beatles kit, which was like, at this point, I think 2-3 weeks ago. But let's see. Ooh. Now I never used this brand before, by the way, but we get quite a few polygels here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we got 8 polygel tubes, all individually wrapped. And then we get a nice little lamp here. Yeah, that is what that looks like. You have your cord here. We got a little packet here. We have a little dust brush, a dap and dish for our slip solution. And already it looks like we're getting more in this kit than we got in the Beatles, maybe. I don't know, let me stop before I talk too much. So we have a cuticle pusher, we got a tweezer, and then this is actually a cuticle cutter there. Cuticle oil, and it's a little pin, it looks like, yeah. And then we have some rhinestones here. We have a nail form, some nail stickers, a whole pack of nail stickers, some glitter. Yeah, we're definitely getting a little bit more than the last kit because we got some clips here too. I've never in life used these clips with polygel. I don't know. Y'all let me know, have y'all ever used these little clips? They're supposed to help hold down the nail form. Not saying it's not useful, but I just never had to use it. And then I love these type of nail forms. So they don't give you the ones that look like little caterpillars. That's like rounded off at the bottom, like the Beatles one that we had last week. So they have actual little tapered square ones, which is cool. I might actually use these. We shall see. But you have that, and then we also have, oh, they got the caterpillar little forms in another bag. But anyways, we got a false nail clipper here. I can add that to my collection, my tall mountain of false nail clippers. We got a top coat and a base coat. And then we have the slip solution. And then this is the 2-sided brush, the polygel brush, standard for about every polygel kit that you get. Down to the last 2 things, we have a nail file. Well, 2 nail files. Yeah, one is a buffer and then one is the actual file. So those were the last 2 things in the kit. We got a lot going on here. But what I want to see is like the quality of the actual polygel. Like, is it good? Is it not? Is it decent? I'm gonna let you know all of that by the time we get to the end of the video. So if you're interested in seeing what nail set I come up with and my honest opinion about the kit, make sure you keep on watching till the end. Went on and put on my peel it off base coat so I can take this off right after. But as always, if you don't want to take them right off, all you have to do is make sure you prep, push back your cuticles, buff out your natural nail, and remove the natural shine with some alcohol, and then you can start applying the polygel. Of course, y'all know it's Valentine's season. I start a month early. So we got pink and we got red. Like, those are obviously like the best colors to use when it comes to Valentine's. Pink is like my go-to color. So it's really hard for me not to go straight to pink. But I think we're gonna have to do red today just to shake it up and do something different because we did pink last week. I don't want to do this. I want to do pink. Forget it, y'all. I'm doing pink. I don't care. Our square, tapered square nail forms. I personally love these. So this is what I'm gonna use, and it's included in the kit, as you already know. Let's go ahead and open up our slip solution. I'm really hoping this one doesn't have the same consistency as the last one, even though it still worked. I don't think I like that as much though. And nope, this is the slip solution I know and love. Got a nice water type consistency, not oily consistency like the Beatles kit. Some people like to put the polygel straight on the nail and then press the form on and do it that way. Me, personally, I like to just go ahead and put it on the form. And I really like this shade of pink too. That's nice. Well, let's go ahead and lay this flat. And I kind of want to do it maybe the whole length of the actual form. So we're going to need more polygel definitely, but we're going to make sure we get that polygel all around the edges. So a little bit more to come down a little bit. I think right there, right at that notch right there is about good enough. Look at the bubble trying to pop up. You don't need no bubbles. Boom. All right, I'm just gonna kind of place it like I did last time below the cuticle. Make sure it's nice and straight, and then we're gonna go ahead and put it under that UV. Go ahead and cure that. And then flip it around and cure it for another 60 seconds on the back end. Let's try to take this off really quickly. And voila. And then look at that side profile, how the polygel comes all the way down. Because you can already tell, look at the big difference between these forms from a side view. So you already see what I'm talking about, how this one curves up, but this one comes all the way down on the side. So it does that here. Instead of coming up and then you have a gap right there. We don't want that, we like this. I'm gonna take my drill and just drill down this little area up here. Just a little bit. And then it should look like that. So now I'm basically just gonna put a little bit of polygel up here at the top. Get some of that slip solution, and I'm just gonna work that polygel, kind of push some of it up there by the cuticle area and fill in that little gap that I have. And then I'm just gonna pat the polygel, the rest of the polygel, and kind of pat and drag the rest down so it blends. And let me tell y'all about how this polygel blends. I really don't like the way it blends. It doesn't blend as seamlessly as I would like, and I noticed it before I even started filing and buffing, but I'm gonna show y'all what I mean by that in a minute. But I'm just gonna go ahead and cure what I have done, and we're gonna put some more polygel. We need a lot more. I really didn't like the way it kind of looks like a coffin shape. So I really want to fill out the sides a lot more with polygel. But right now I'm just adding, the polygel that I just added was to add a little apex. And then after I cure this one, then I'm going to add some more. You're going to see me add some more polygel, mainly on the sides, to kind of fill out the sides so it's more of a square shape than a coffin shape, because that's the shape that I'm going for, is square. But right here, you can kind of see where the polygel doesn't blend. I switched my brush to my wider, flatter brush so I can try to blend it a little bit better, but it still didn't work. So I know for a fact, at this point I knew, like, this is not going to look good once I cure it and try to file. But right here you can see I added a little bit more polygel to the side of the nail, and I'm just going to blend it as well as I can. And I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. So like I said, I can fill it out a little bit more so it can look more like a square nail. I need just a little bit more down here at the free edge. So I am just gonna put just a little bit. Flare it up, and what we don't need, we can just take it right on off. Take it down. And you don't want that free edge to be too thick, so what you don't need, just take it right on off. All right, so that's how that looks now. First, let me wipe this down with some alcohol. And I'm gonna go ahead and start up here at this cuticle area. Now they have this file, but I'm gonna go ahead and use my 80 grit file, my 80 grit not polished file. And see how you can see like there's some separation in certain parts of the nail. That's where the polygel didn't blend, so that's why I'm not really head over heels with this polygel, honestly. That might not look so good once we put a top coat on it. You gotta get that bottom. All right, and now I'm gonna use the buffer that they gave. And we gonna buff this nail out. I finished buffing and everything, but you can still see like little white spots, and those little white spots kind of just shows you different layers of polygel, some that I kind of filed off while I was filing, and you shouldn't see that. It should be able to blend in perfectly and nicely with a already cured layer. And as you can see, this polygel doesn't blend that nicely. I'm not gonna lie, I'm liking the Beetles a little bit better. So since I'm having a little bit of an issue blending this polygel, I am going to try to apply one long bead of polygel and just work with that. This is honestly nothing new for me because this is normally how I apply polygel without nail forms, with just regular nail tips. And I'm just going to work with this one layer of polygel to see if I can get to my desired shape with just that one long bead. But we didn't get there. As you can see, there's still parts of this nail that I need to fill out. So I did not cure that layer. That layer is not cured, but I'm adding 2 little beads of polygel on each side of the nail to kind of fill out the sides where I want them to be filled out a little bit more to make that square nail. I'm doing it this way so I can blend the polygel into polygel that is still uncured. That way we get a nice blend and we're not trying to blend it into a layer of polygel that's already cured, if that makes sense. We're just gonna see how this works. At this point, I am experimenting. So this is how the side view is looking so far. I want to add an apex. I want a little bit more of an apex. So I did cure that first layer that we worked on before, and I am going to try my best to blend this bead of polygel that I just added. But that makes it only 2 layers of polygel, so we shouldn't see as many white spots, but we'll see. This polygel is stressing me out, I'm not even gonna lie. And I washed my hands and everything, and this is how they look. That is the side view for you. And for the most part, we're only seeing the white spots on the pointer and the thumb. So we did pretty good with the other 3 fingers. So I'll take this as a win, honestly. I really want to do a French nail from here. But y'all know I like my Frenchies deep. Like, I like a deep French cut. And I feel like this white stuff, some of that white is going to show. So I am just going to go ahead and do some airbrushing. So I already started some on these other nails, and I just got this one left to do for y'all on camera. So basically, got this airbrush machine from Amazon. I put acetone in there first, and then I put the gel polish of my choice in there, mixed it together, and now we're gonna do our airbrushing. Now, when you do airbrush, please wear a mask. I try not to airbrush so often because mixing acetone with gel isn't so good. So this is my disclaimer, basically. I have a mask on right now, but all I'm gonna do is just focus on that middle and then get like kind of like an aura look. Pretty good. It doesn't hide the white as much as I would like, but at least it camouflages it a little bit. So now I can just focus on this French. Oh, and I'm using this white liner by Macard. That's what I mean when I say I like a deep Frenchie. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and cure that. So on the other nails, as you can see, I did like kind of like a double Frenchie look. So I'm gonna try to mimic that on the pointer finger. I'm gonna start off with just a line. So just the outline of it. And then I'm just going to put a dash right where I want this part to be. And then I'm gonna try to get this right on the first try, but we're gonna meet in the middle. And then fill it in from there. You can fill this out a little bit more on the side. Once you're satisfied with that, you can cure it. And once cured, you can go ahead and put a second coat on both the bottom French part and then the one on the top. I already did, so there's that. And we are not done yet. I just put the matte top coat on off camera. I use this matte top coat right here, but not polished.
Later that same evening.
Lastly, I want to do these hearts, these little squiggly line looking hearts. I got the inspo from this picture right here, from this post on Instagram. That's kind of the look that I'm going for, but I want to use reflective glitter with it as well. And honestly, I really want to keep it just like this, but I still have to show y'all how I actually did the designs in the middle. So I'm going to go ahead and do the pointer and the pinky finger. And I am just using this Madam Glam color, Daddy's Girl, and I mixed it with a little bit of white. Now I'm just going to do a heart. I start with a V for the hearts, and then we're gonna go around and round it out to actually make the heart. And I'm just gonna take this part of the heart, make a squiggly line up, make a little squiggly with it. And I'm gonna play around a little bit. I went back over it off camera with the second coat, but I did not cure. So now I'm just gonna take this brush. I dipped it in some acetone. Ooh, this brush might be too big. Okay, let me get this smaller brush. So I'm just gonna wipe off the part that I wanted it to look like it's kind of going under that line with. So now it looks like it's wrapping up. And you can always go back in and do little touch-ups here and there. In the actual picture, you have little flyaway lines here. I don't know, I don't want to do too much with this because already here, I feel like there's so much going on and you can't even tell what's actually going on. Maybe one here. And then maybe one there. Okay. Okay, so now that that's done, you don't cure yet. So now we're gonna dump this reflective glitter on top. And once I dump it on top here, that paint gets on the nail and it stains it a little bit. It's not like a permanent stain. I can go around it with some acetone to take it off, but it just takes time, extra time to do. I'm gonna go ahead and cure that. I'm gonna use the little duster that came in the kit after curing and dust it off. And y'all can see, like, look at that pink. That pink's still on there. It's an easy fix, but it's a tedious fix. I have to go around with my brush and wipe it off. I'm gonna use a smaller brush to really get inside of these little areas here. Y'all get what I'm doing. I'm just going around and just wiping off that pink. I'm just gonna show y'all me wiping it with my little brush. Just go in there and just wipe it on off. Let's do a little transition. 1, 2, and whoosh. And there we have it. This is how the set looked before I went on and put the little squiggly heart lines on the pointer and the pinky. Y'all let me know if y'all like it the way it looks this way or the way it looks with the squigglies all over, like on all of the nails. Personally, I just like it on the 2 middle fingers because from afar, you really can't tell that it's hearts. It just looks like a whole bunch of squiggly lines. And that's the part I don't like about this set. But all in all, I love the set. I love the way it turned out. But the polygel is going to have to be a no for me. I just can't get with the fact that once you file it and buff and everything, that you can see like the different layers of polygel. And yeah, it's a no-go for me. I know a lot of other good polygels, like the one that we used last week, the Beatles one, that doesn't happen. So it's a thumbs down, but we love the set. Y'all let me know how y'all like the set in the comments down below, and I will still leave the link to this polygel kit in the description down below for anybody that wants to check it out. And any material that I use that's from Amazon, I will also have that link in the description down below. But thank you for watching if you watched this far. And I don't think I thanked y'all for 200k subscribers, so thank you guys so much for 200,000 subscribers. That's a lot of y'all. For next week's video, I'm going to be doing another random store video. You guys seem to really like that, so I'm going to go ahead and continue that series. So make sure you have on your post notifications so you don't miss that video, and I will see you guys next week in my next video.